Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Adventures in Kalashnikov. AK John here with Appalachian Gunworks. Wanted to show off another really cool build we just finished up. For most of you, you probably recognize this firearm. This is the Israeli Galil ARM, complete with detachable bipod, wooden hand grip, a carry handle, and beautifully finished in Armorer's Black Cerakote by Zane at Coatings USA. Let's take this guy over to the bench, take a quick look at all the features and what makes these rifles really cool. All right, guys, let's go over this beautiful Galil. Some of its features, some of the cool parts, and what I really like about these. So this guy is chambered in 5.56 by 45. They take Galil mags, very specific for the Galil. You can use these in other builds, but these work really well, of course, in the Galil builds. This guy was built on a Tortort receiver, and this customer had every option added to this guy. All the markings are perfect. They're beautiful. The scope rail cut, beautiful, and serialized. So really, really cool. Very detailed. Looks absolutely phenomenal. Of course, a lot of people are very partial to this wooden hand grip, including myself. I've built many with the polymer plastic grip, and they look good, and they work good, and they feel good, but the classic wood grip, to me, looks the best. And this guy has a detachable bipod. I've seen two different styles of these bipods. This guy can be removed and installed without tools. The other one, of course, has a circlip in the front. Both work equally well. This one's just removable by hand with no tooling. Very cool. The gas block here in the front sight. It does have the flip-up night sight, which is pretty cool. I believe this barrel is 18 inches, and it is threaded 13 by 1 right hand for this flash hider. Pretty cool. Rear sight, the standard Galil sight with the flip-up night sight. Pretty cool. And this guy, like I said previously, was finished in Armorer's Black Cerakote. The folding stock, everything was painted, clean, degreased, blasted, and painted. And it just looks absolutely phenomenal. Great looking gun. These guys shoot really good too. Let's flip this guy over and take a look at the other side. All right, there we got our flash hider again, our bipod attached to our gas block, front sight block combo, the gas tube, again our wooden hand grip. I'd say the only thing I like better than this wooden hand grip is probably the South African style R4. They're even bigger and longer. They're really, really cool. Hard to get, but they look cool. But this guy here is just, it fits this gun perfectly. It's a nice carry handle, fits perfect. I'm not sure what company this came from or if it was real or original, but it does fit. It is nice and tight. Nice lightning cut. Looks exactly like the originals. Selector markings and selector notches. Look good, work good. Very nice, nice tight fit up here. It's a big pet peeve of mine is a gap right there. And we use the standard factory trigger, which these are usually pretty good. Sometimes you get a little bit of trigger slap, but overall, good shooters, very accurate, low recoil. And of course, our folding stock. I don't know if I can fold this on camera. Nope, no way. But yeah, overall, these guns are very iconic. You know them when you see them. They're really cool. Used all over the world. Definitely a favorite. Kind of AK-like with the way the rifle functions, but in 5.56, so you got a little bit of different caliber there. Let's fold this guy up and give you guys a look. All right, here's that folding buckstock all folded up. Makes it a nice kind of, well, not quite perfect size, but still definitely more easy to carry than with that stock folded out. It's still got this long barrel, but that definitely helps for accuracy. Every once in a while you got to replace these plastic tubes. That's pretty fun. I've done a couple of those. I'd rather not, but I have done them. But this one was in pretty good shape, so we were able to just clean it up and Cerakote it. Also changing out these stocks and these springs here is pretty fun. It takes a cool tool to press that thing down while you get the locking clip out. Luckily we wouldn't have to do that either. Let's take the top cover off and give you guys a peek of the inside. All right, guys, just a quick look under the hood. Pretty much standard AK style hardware we're looking at. Receiver is very similar. Upper, lower rails, ejector. The fire control group is almost exactly the same. The hammer spring is different. It does not extend back to sit over top of the trigger. They're very short. The little legs stop, as you can see right about there. And also the trigger has its own reset spring. As you can see, it looks like that horseshoe silver looking piece. That actually pushes the trigger back into place, since you don't have the hammer springs that sit on the ears in the back. So up front we have a bullet guide. We installed this bullet guide. Most of the Tort receivers do not come with bullet guides, so we take them from the original kits and rivet them in. One cool thing about this barrel is this was an IMI barrel. I'll grab the paperwork and show some pictures of that. That was really cool. An original new old stock IMI barrel. And it head spaced really nicely, didn't take much at all. One thing to note about any Galil build that I've found and I've experienced and actually read other builders have experience with is make sure you always check your contact pattern on the bolt versus the receiver. Oftentimes you will have to lap these in before you set your headspace, or you'll possibly lose headspace as you get a few hundred rounds through it. So if you're going to build one of these yourself, always check that contact patch between the bolt lugs and the receiver lugs. Make sure you got good, even contact. Lap them in. It doesn't take long. And it's nothing really against the receiver or the carrier or the bolt. It's just making sure the parts fit before you headspace this barrel. So yeah, very cool. The selector lever on this is obviously different than an AK. It's got your standard right side selector lever, which feeds through and is indexed into this left side selector lever. There's a milled slot through the bottom of the receiver for it to fit through. So you can see here. So this is actually two separate pieces. The outer ring is this piece, and the inner round peg or round dowel is from the right side selector. So it's both intertwined. Very slick setup. Definitely works really well. The bolt carrier is pretty much exactly like an AK, except for the vertical charging handle. Some like it, some don't. I'm not really a fan, but they do work well. And of course, the piston is very different. It's got the star here, which guides it through the gas tube. Keeps it centered in that gas tube. Kind of cool to see. Another cool difference the Galil has from the AK is this long push button. It is really long. It sticks out really far. That is to keep this top cover as tightly bound to the receiver as it possibly can. This guy has to hold 0 since your rear sight is on the dust cover. So going back to this, you got a telescopic guide rod. It's no spring and spring like some AKMs. It's more like the milled style. Very robust, very smooth. And then of course your top cover, pretty much just like any AK top cover, aside from how it fits. It's got a reinforced plate here in the back, which keeps it very, very rigidly attached here. So that helps hold your 0. These guys are sometimes a pain to put on and take off, but that is by design. You want to make sure this guy's tight and keeps this guy centered and doesn't move when you're shooting. So yeah, quick field strip of the Galil ARM. I did want to make a quick note about the gas tube. If you've never taken one of these apart or put one together, it is dovetailed, which means there are 2 machined V's there that fit into the grooves here and here. So this guy is captured in the front by the gas block, and then captured from up and down movement in the rear via these dovetails. And the only thing holding this forward or backward is going to be your top cover. So pretty cool design. Just wanted to show you guys, if you've never had one apart or put one together, now you'll know. All right, let's get this guy back together. All right, guys, it's going to about wrap it up for our quick review of the Galil ARM. Let me know what you guys think of this rifle. It's definitely a favorite. Something different we don't see every day. We used to get these a lot. We don't get a lot of these builds anymore. Not sure if the parts kits are drying out, people are losing interest. But if you have a Galil kit and you'd like to have it built out, reach out to us at appalachiangunworks@gmail.com. We'll be happy to give you an estimate and a lead time, and we can build you one up similar. Also, I want to thank this customer for allowing us to use this rifle to make content here for our channel. Without you customers and these guns, we wouldn't be able to bring you this content. So thank you very much. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching the video. Like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video.